Okay, he's hearing me. VE60G, VE7UV, and a bunch of other ones around the States. I don't have any out of the country yet, but I'm only running 5 watts, and this is whisper mode. 5 watts out on the ICOM 7300, and I'm using my Raspberry Pi 3, and boy, it works really good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited about this software, WSJT-X. It's really fantastic, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'll show you how I set it up on the Raspberry Pi. Let me go ahead and minimize these. And on my website, www.keyserver.us, I'll have some more instructions on how to get this set up. But you want to install a Raspbian on your Raspberry Pi and update it. Make sure all the packages are updated. Then go to the globe, little Raspberry, and down to Preferences, Add and Remove. And we're just going to type in WSJT and hit the return key and see what comes up. Let me move this real quick. Alright, and I got a couple of packages there. This one we don't want. WSJT, I tried to install it and it didn't work. So I installed WSJT-X, and it's this one up here, WSJT-X. To install it, you just click the checkbox there and go down and click OK. It'll ask you for a password and you'll get it installed. Since I already have it, I'm just going to hit cancel. Once it's installed, it will show up over here under the program group sound and video. Just go over and open it up, and when it comes up, you'll have this window, and you need to do a couple of settings. Go to File and Settings, and just in the General tab, you'll want to enter your call sign and your grid. There's a few other things that I've checked here that I like that aren't really necessary. The next tab is the radio. I like to use the radio control or the rig control, and you don't have to do this, but with the ICOM 7300 it's really easy. I've got 2 cables plugged into my Raspberry. One of them is a USB cable. It goes to the USB port on the back of the radio, and the other is the CIV cable that goes to the CIV port on the back of the radio, and that's what I'm using for rig control, the CIV. And I believe this was all set up just how I needed it. I don't think I've changed anything else here. Over on audio, you do need to set that up, and this is the sound card, and this is the system default on mine. And that is the sound card on the radio. And once you get those things set up, you can go through and these other tabs and play with them, but they're not necessary just to get it going. The first thing you want to do is just make sure your rig connects and you're able to decode signals. And you can see down here that I'm receiving, and it's in whisper mode. You can view the modes from this menu. I also run JT65, and I'm going to do another video showing a JT65 QSO. That's a little bit long to add on to on top of this one. Okay, so I'm decoding right now, and I am set up to transmit, and I transmit about every 10 minutes. One of the neat things about using the Raspberry Pi is it doesn't have a system clock. It uses a clock from the internet, so it updates its time from the internet. So I'm pretty sure that my time is right on the money. This DT column over here. All right, and I will add some more information on my website, www.k0pir.us. So please take a look at that. If you have any questions or comments, please just ask them below. One other thing I want to point out is on the power, I'm transmitting about 5 watts, and the way that I set it up for 5 watts with the 7300, I'm doing it a little bit differently than I normally do. My power is set to 100%, and I'm using the power slider on the software to adjust it. And when I do that, I'm able to keep the ALC to 0. Let me show you. I'm going to go over to the dummy load, and I'm going to halt the transmit, and then I'm going to hit tune, and we'll see that it's keyed up there, and I hope you can see that pretty good. It's just transmitting about 5 watts. And if I use the slider, the software slider on the power, I can increase it, go up a little bit more, but boy, you don't want an awful lot because it is a long transmission. And 5 watts, 2 watts, that's what I found to be the best. So that's the way I control the power on it, and it's working really well. I'm doing that with JT65 and on the Raspberry, and I'm going to start doing that with my Windows 10 laptop. Leaving the power on the rig up to 100% and then adjusting the power with the software instead. I always kind of shied away from that because well, Windows 7, Windows 98, Windows 2000, those drivers in there, you never know what would happen. So I always use the rig to control the power, and this is much easier. I don't have to worry about the ALC. So yeah, this is working great on the Raspberry Pi. I hope you find this informative, get some good information from it. And if you have, again, if you have any trouble, just comment below. I'll try to help you with what I can. Remember to please like, subscribe, and share. 73 and good DX.